So it's Tuesday at the Manx Grand Prix and we have set up in the hedge. Anna's nice and comfy, Finn's nice and comfy, and we have a view of the straight. So we're just waiting for the bikes to come down. So I'm back in the camper after the races. The races were called short again. The GP is really interesting. The Manx GP. It's similar to the TT in that you can go on the track and you can kind of watch the bikes, but there's not as many races. They don't race as fast. If you go to the paddock, there's not a huge amount going on. There's a few stalls selling helmets and jackets and stuff, and the usual sort of food area is open, but you can't walk around the pits, so there's hardly anything there either. So it's like a budget version of the TT, if I'm honest. There's not a huge amount to do. If you go on the roads are clear. You can watch it from wherever you want. I mean, there's no crowds at all, so you know, you can go to some of the more popular places and just sit right at the front or sit right on the verge. So if you want to come and see racing, you don't want to be involved in crowds, you can do that. We always opt for the practice week of the TT because that's always quieter, but you get the sort of, you get the hype and there's loads of people around. It's not so busy. The campsites aren't so busy for the GP. I'd say the majority of people here are driving or riding classic bikes. There's a lot of old bikes, vintage bikes, older people. There's an older crowd come to watch the GP. We've enjoyed it, but the first night there was only the seniors and the juniors, and the juniors was cancelled. And the second night, well, to be honest, it was a bit repetitive. With the TT, you get the sidecars, you get all the different bikes, you've got, you know, the hype, the people, the cafes are open on the sides of the roads. It's just it's a little bit better, but it is busier. So I think the GP was worth coming to. It's been good fun. It's been quite nice to drive around the island without so much traffic. Not so much going on. So yeah, if you're not absolutely into bikes, then the GP is probably a good one, because you can go and watch the racing in the evenings from 6 till 8, and then you can do other stuff during the day. But if you're really into your bikes, I'd suggest sticking to the TT. Okay, I'm going to go out again. I'm not quite sure where to go to tonight, but I'm going to find a slot and see if I can capture some more footage. All right, I'll see you in the next one.